Right, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you guys are out in the world. I know many of you are tuning in from the United States and the UK. This webinar is actually for the UK-based people. However, we're always happy to have people from across the pond join in and participate in this opportunity that we're presenting to yourselves this evening. So just a couple of ground rules for all of you guys before we begin. First and foremost, if you've got any questions, please ask them at the end of the presentation. Feel free to pop them into the comment section and ask away, because sometimes I do forget what the questions I want to ask. Secondly, if you've make notes. I think it's really important to make notes, because at the end of the day, making notes and understanding what you've got in front of you will enable you to make an educated decision in relation to this business. Now, I'm going to get right into this, guys. I'm going to get right into this. I was presented to this business around 6 weeks ago. And since this time, within 6 weeks, I've done extremely well. Now, that is not down to me being some special type of person. That's down to the fact that this company has transparency. This company has a product which everybody wants, i.e. Bitcoin mining. There's multiple people around the world who actually want to acquire Bitcoin. However, they do not even know how to do that. So this is an opportunity for you to capitalize on that growth, because only 6% of the world's population actually know about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin as a whole, and only 1% actually have it. So we're still in the infancy of this particular opportunity. So when this was presented to me, I really took note, and I looked at transparency, and I looked at the credibility behind it before I got involved. And what really got me excited was the fact that a company like Genesis Mining, which is considered to be the Apple of mining, they are what Apple are to technology, what mining are. You get what I'm saying. But Genesis Mining are a huge organization, so it got me really excited. It really did. And the fact of the matter is that every single person who's coming on board has got the capability of earning a passive income without having to do anything. There's a number of people who join an online business or an opportunity, and they're missold what they're basically getting involved in. That is not the case with what we've got in front of you guys here tonight. So we're going to crack on and go to the next page. So the digital world is part of our DNA. Now, what do I mean by that? If you think about it, today, we rely so much on technology. When we don't have technology in front of us, we feel like as if we're missing a limb. Like, I remember the other day, my battery had died on my phone. I didn't have a charger for a day. I was actually out, not at home. I was out. And I felt like as if I was disconnected from the world, because it's so much of the norm to use our phones and to use communication. And when we don't have it, it becomes a point whereas you don't know what to do. And even children of today, if you think about children, they make use of technology to another level. Like my cousin, her daughter, for instance, she had an iPad, and she learned a lot of things about preschool before she even started preschool because of her iPad. And that just shows you how advanced children are these days because of the technology that we have available to us. So it's how we stay connected. Now, if you think about it, how much we've advanced, we used to send letters decades ago. Today we use email, so we've advanced. We don't use a middleman. We also used to use a horse and carriage to travel. Now we've got driverless cars coming into play. We used to use analog phone calls to actually connect with people. We used to record movies analogically. Now we don't even do that. We do everything digital. So it's evident that mankind has invented the internet and softwares and technology to break through barriers and to ease difficulty. So technology has revolutionized every single industry, or almost every single industry, where it hasn't really touched banking. Now, banking, there's still some issues within banking, and it's considering that we're in a technological innovative society at this point in time, we don't find many advancements within banking. Now, we have seen internet banking being brought into play. However, that's as far as it's gone. Banking still has its issues. For example, banks still take hundreds of billions of dollars in fees from us every single year. There's also billions of people around the world who do not even have access to banking. And also, your money sitting in your bank is losing value day by day by day by day. So just to give you an example of that, $100,000 that was sitting in your account in 1980 will be valued at $63,000 today in 2017. So that's 531% inflation rate in 37 years. Ridiculous, guys. Absolutely ridiculous. And if you don't believe me, just look at this. 10 years ago, how much shopping could you have done with £20? And how much can you do today? Just ask yourself that one question. So inflation is going through the roof. Your money's losing value, and there has to be a better way, a better, faster, and trustworthy way in this era of instant communication. And I'm happy to say that that economic reset has already begun. And that economic reset started with the first cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin. Now, I've actually got one of my friends with me today, one of my business partners, actually. He's just come back from Dubai, where he had used Bitcoin as you used a Bitcoin card, correct? Am I correct there, Case? So he had used a Bitcoin card. He was out in Dubai, and whilst he was out there, just tell me real quickly, Case, what did you experience whilst you were out there?
Well, I mean, for the average person, a lot of people ask the question of how do I use Bitcoins? Am I actually able to make payments? So I just want to say that while I was out in Dubai for a business trip and holiday, I actually used one of my Bitcoin card to pay for my hotel, to pay for the standard shopping you do. It's just like using your normal Visa or debit card. But the beauty of Bitcoin is
it's like normal currency, right?
It's a normal currency. But the most great thing about Bitcoin is if you have £100 in your bank, you use it, it's gone. If you have £100 worth of Bitcoins in your wallet, that will grow in value. Imagine you have money in your bank and that just grows in value.
In one day.
In one day. And I'm not just saying, just by a little bit, but, in massive amounts. So this is exactly what the beauty of Bitcoin is. Now, funny thing is, one of my other friends, Zach, who was also with me in Dubai, he actually had some Bitcoins left, which he bought couple of months back. I think it was he had £500 worth of it. In 3 months' time, that same value had gone up to nearly 900 or 1,000.
$900 pounds.
Dollars.
$900 from 500 to 900.
Yeah, 500 so within
almost
3
doubled.
4 almost doubled, and he was able to buy more things in Dubai.
Yeah. You wouldn't have that with your bank. So
no.
So Bitcoin protects your money from inflation, right?
Absolutely.
And also, there's the transaction fees are minimal. So, for example, if I wanted to send Bitcoin to you, you receive it instant, right?
Absolutely.
There's no long ass procedure, and also the fees that you send when you're sending money. It's minimal in comparison to like a £30 fee that you'd be paying your bank just to send a bunch of numbers from one part of the world to the next. So it's peer-to-peer. It doesn't require a third party. So banks fear it. So the same, what the internet and information and media what the internet did for all these things, blockchain, which is the technology underpinned from Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, is doing for the financial systems. Now, Case, do you want to touch on this for us about the success stories within Bitcoin?
Well, there's been so many success stories about Bitcoin, and I'm sure most people might have heard of it. Obviously, the average person, obviously you and I both heard about Bitcoin back in 2009. We didn't know what that was, we just thought, what is it, a physical coin? We didn't understand the concept. Now we're kind of, regretting it. However, there's still a chance for you to acquire Bitcoin.
I wouldn't say I regret it anymore. I don't think
we've got the chance now, opportunity.
Yeah, because right now we're in the right place at the right time. But if you think about people who did invest early on, so for example, somebody invested into Bitcoin really early on, like this gentleman on the top right, he invested $22 into Bitcoin, and that same $22 4 years later became just over $1 million. So it's ridiculous, guys. The growth of it is always getting more and more and more.
And the kind of people you've got backing Bitcoin as well, you've got people like Richard Branson, Bill Gates, who are also in cryptocurrency. I think recently I saw Mike Tyson is also promoting Bitcoin. And we've got a few other big celebrities. We actually are quite lucky, and personally on our team itself, we're working very closely. We've got a former football player of Crystal Palace, David Hunt. If you Google him, David Hunt, we're working closely with him. He's on this same opportunity that we're...
Not just David Hunt, we've got a number of footballers.
Yeah, but we're working with him very closely at the moment. So yeah, you've got many big celebrities who are in it. So for a fact that Bitcoin is real. It is there to stay. It is the future. In a couple of years' time, you're not going to have any more fiat currencies anymore.
Dubai, by 2020, you visit Dubai, you're not going to be able to use normal currency anymore.
No, it'll be all cryptocurrency.
So it's not just Bitcoin that's available, guys. Just so you know, Ethereum is another cryptocurrency. It's the second most popular. It's like Bitcoin 2.0. That's seen exceptional growth this year as well.
Yeah.
From $10.50 in January. Remember we were talking about it in January, and it rose to $412 in June. Now it's pulled back to around $300. It's fluctuating between $300 to $350. Zcash and Litecoin, again, they've risen from $3 up to $50. So it's an exceptional growth this year. We've seen the cryptocurrency market rise from $11 billion 1 year ago to today. It's actually surpassed. These slides need to be updated. It's surpassed $150 billion now, guys. And right now, what's the value of Bitcoin right now, Case? Can you just check for me? So the value of Bitcoin right now, one Bitcoin right now, I believe, is nearly $4,900. Just touching $4,900. So we have people who say to us, when I post on Facebook or when I mention cryptocurrency to anyone, the main thing that people say is, how do I get it? What do I have to do? There's so many, because you're in your infancy right now, there's many people who don't even know how to acquire it. So we say to them, listen, there's two ways to acquire Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. The first way is to actually go out to an exchange and purchase Bitcoin, which is a bit of an expensive solution, and it is fairly risky. Why is that risky, Case?
Because, I mean, the value of it might go up and down every now and then. But the main thing what you need to think is you can either buy it, which is absolutely fine. You can buy one Bitcoin directly from the exchange, whatever value it is. So let's say you buy one Bitcoin, which right now, as we speak, is worth $4,837. One Bitcoin is worth $4,837 right now. So you can buy one directly and just leave it there. And in a couple of months' time, or let's say 2 years' time, that one Bitcoin will be worth
10 grand.
10,000, let's say, as an example, which is okay, great.
No, but here's the thing. Instead of spending that $4,800, you can use that same money to mine cryptocurrency and create multiple Bitcoins.
Exactly. For the same value.
So the same value, but you're creating multiple Bitcoins. So what's a better solution? Getting, for the same price, getting multiple over a period of time, or getting one?
Obviously, multiple.
Yeah, and it's the safer solution. So this moves us on to our opportunity. Genesis Mining. Now, why Genesis Mining is significant company within this scenario? First and foremost, they're a $1 billion organization. They've been around since 2013. They are to mining what Apple are to technology. Huge organization. Omnia have purchased $700 million worth of mining equipment from Genesis, who are actively manning the equipment and looking after the equipment for us and giving us the best possible deals that we can possibly do. And we've got the best mining solutions for our miners. So we're going to be going over that with you as you go through this presentation. So Genesis Mining, what are their expertise? They mine the most profitable cryptocurrencies out there, be it Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, and Zcash. So Genesis Mining have a dedicated group of programmers and engineers to sustain their mining centers, which is great because I don't have time to do that myself. They also have a group of experts watching out to mine the next profitable and emerging coins. So that to me is powerful, guys, because Case, do you have interest in researching what the most profitable coin is to come out and stuff like that? Tell me, be honest. Okay, I don't either. But what I do have is I love finding people who can do this for me. And this is the thing. If you've got Genesis Mining doing that for you, it makes life a lot more easier for you, because at the end of the day, it takes the heavy lifting off you, and it's a win-win situation. Now, when we're talking about credibility, do you want to talk about the credibility here, or do you want me to do it?
Go for it.
Okay, so Genesis Mining, they've been featured on Forbes magazine. The CEO, Marco Krohn, was featured on Forbes magazine. He's got a TEDx talk. Genesis have 1.5 million customers now, actually. The list goes on and on. Like, when you want to talk about credibility, this company is second to none. Like, they're huge, literally huge. When you think of mining, cloud mining, you think of Genesis. So now, guys, I'm going to give you two scenarios here between mining and buying, okay? Two separate scenarios. And I'm going to give you a breakdown of why mining is a better solution for you, okay? So there's two individuals here, Will Smith and Amara Goodenough, okay? Both of them have got $8,500 to play with. They've seen the rise of it in Ethereum, so they're thinking, I want to invest into Ethereum. Will, on the left-hand side here, decides to buy Ethereum directly from an exchange. which is valued at $350 a piece. So that gets him 24.2 Ethereum coins totally. Amara, on the other hand, she decides to invest that money, $8,500, into Ethereum and mine it through Genesis Mining and Omnia. Her strategy is long-term, and she receives a hash power, which is the processing power for the coin, of 187. And her contract is for 6 to 10 years, okay? 6 to 10 years of mining she's going to receive. Now, what happens after 4 months? I'm going to give you a bit of a breakdown. Now, hypothetically speaking, let's imagine Ethereum loses value. It drops down to $300. So what's already happened now after 4 months, 24.2 Ethereum coins that Will has purchased have lost value. They've lost $1,240 in value, okay? Now, he's got 3 options. His 3 options are, he can start panicking and thinking, oh my God, Ethereum's in a crash. I'm going to sell. I've got to sell. So he sells low. Or he can continue to hold and wait for profit to hit again. Or he can trade his coins for other altcoins, which is it's high risk. Amara, on the other hand, after 4 months, she's already received from a hash power 6.8 Ethereum coins. And bear in mind, she's going to receive that month after month after month after month after month. The Ethereum coins that she's already mined are valued at $300. So her portfolio is valued at $2,040. And again, like I said, she's got more options. She's got 5 options in front of her. Her first option is to continue to hold onto her coins. The second option is she can sell her coins and receive daily payouts year after year for up to 10 years, up to 15 years actually. Option number 3 is if her coins become unprofitable, she can reallocate her hash power to another profitable coin. So she can allocate her hash power to Bitcoin instead. Option number 4 is if Ethereum becomes completely unprofitable, the company would auto reallocate the hashing power to the next profitable coin. Or option number 5 is she can vote for the next profitable coin to be mined by Genesis. So options are 5 in comparison to 3 for Will. So what option is better, Case?
Definitely the mining one, as you can see by the results you're getting.
But also, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to give you a quick breakdown here for you guys, because I like to talk about numbers. From an investment standpoint, okay, a completely investment standpoint, let's look at how much you would earn passively without having to do anything, okay? Without having to do anything. So let's get this number here. Let's look at the $8,500 package, okay? And bear in mind, you can do this yourself. Go on to omnia.tech.eu. Go on to packages, pricing. Select Bitcoin. Choose the package you want to choose. Choose the payout hash rate. Then go on to Crypto Compare. Click on mining, Bitcoin calculator. Now we're going to pop the hash rate here, okay? So let's get rid of that. So what would happen is every single day, you're going to receive 0.005434 of Bitcoin. Now that values of today at 26.29. That's today's value. Obviously, that value can go higher as Bitcoin rises in value. So what that will mean is every month, without fail, you'll be receiving $788.74. So what that will equate to will be just under two Bitcoins a year. Okay, so you'll be getting that year after year after year after year, guys. Unbelievable. And as the value of Bitcoin rises, that number will rise as well. Let's have a look at a couple of other numbers here. Let's look at the 3,000 package, for example. And bear in mind, guys, the great thing is about this opportunity, you're able to have multiple accounts. So what that means is you can stack. If you want to know what stack means, we can speak about that afterwards. So as I said, look at this. So for a $3,000 package, you could earn 0.001918 of a Bitcoin. What that will mean is will be the numbers that you see in front of you, and so on and so forth. But it's amazing. It really is. Let me get back on the presentation over here. So guys, there's different mining packages available, as you can see, depending on your what you can afford. But what we normally say to people is to go for anything. Try and go for the 8,500 package. Do you want to say why?
Because you'll be literally getting paid on the daily payouts, and also you'll be mining. The coins are mined way faster. You'll be accumulating more Bitcoins, which equals to more value. And in a couple of months or years' time, you're going to have a lot of coins And imagine in a year's time, for example, you've got, let's say, for example, you've got 2 or 3 Bitcoins, then that will be worth a lot in a year or 2 years' time.
It's predicted to be 10 grand a coin next year.
Absolutely. Plus, on top of that, what really is unique about this, remember, you're going to get continuous mining of these coins for minimum between 6 to 10 years. Now, let's say even if it's 6 years, you're continuously getting paid, accumulating these Bitcoins, which are going to be worth a lot. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, you know what, do I have to wait 6 years to spend? Absolutely not. Remember, you're going to be getting paid every day in Bitcoins directly to your wallets. If you want to spend it, by all means, go ahead and spend it. If you want to, keep it there, you can. But the main point is that the whole reason you want to keep hold of these Bitcoins is because they're going to be worth a lot of money. Now, you ideally want to sell them at a point where you feel, you know what, it's really worth selling. Now, if you've got 5,000 worth of Bitcoins, for example, and you've got the option to sell them. Let's say you started with 1,000, now you've got 5,000 worth of Bitcoins. Great, you made a profit. But wouldn't you like to maximize on that? Imagine one Bitcoin, if that's going to be worth 10, 15,000 the coming year or 2 years' time, isn't it worth keeping hold of? Because remember, I see Bitcoin as my future investment. Now, again, I want to say you can actually spend the money whenever you want. I've just spent in Dubai because I had to use it. But the fact is I've still got enough Bitcoins that I've got hold of, which I'm going to keep hold of until when I feel that, yes, you know what, now I want to sell it. Now, imagine these Bitcoins hit 20,000, 25,000. In fact, there was an article, Cash, I don't know if you can show it here, but it was predicted in the next, was it 5 to 10 years, I think, something like that. The Bitcoins will be worth millions, if I'm correct. It was something along those lines.
Within the next 20 years.
20 years.
So the thing is, guys, by 2020, when the halving of the blockchain happens, you guys won't know what that means, but
Yeah.
we're more than happy to share that with you, but we can educate you on these points here. By 2020, Bitcoin is going to be worth $25,000 a coin, okay? A coin. You're not too late to get involved in this. Trust me on that, okay? So what I want to touch on now is just the mining process real quick. So the first thing you got to do is register. The next thing you do is choose your mining plan, which mining plan you want to do. If you want to mine Ethereum or Bitcoin. Then you create your own personal e-wallet. We recommend Exodus or Coinbase. Once you've got your wallet set up, you submit your wallet address to your back office, because this is where your mining payouts will be sent every single day, depending on the package you have. Then when you're receiving your mining to your wallet, you've got one of two options. You can either hold onto your wallet or you can exchange them for your normal currency, and it's happy mining from there. Happy mining. So we're going to be touching on the next aspect of this presentation now, guys. Now, just when you think it's good, it gets better. Now, why does it get better? Because not only have you got the opportunity to earn money passively through a transparent company and through a transparent opportunity, but also through the sharing of the opportunity as well. Now, if let me ask you this case. If you're earning money from an opportunity that you know is legit, you know it's giving you a return on your investment every single day, and you know it can potentially help people, would you tell people?
Of course, unless I don't like the idea of people earning.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. If you went to this restaurant here that we find ourselves at,
Yeah.
and you ate some really nice tiger prawns, and you were like, man, that was really nice, and you went home that same day and you told your wife about it.
Yeah.
Is that you referring to something that worked for you? You liked it, right?
Absolutely.
Isn't that what network marketing is, essentially?
It's pretty much. I mean, unfortunately, as soon as people hear the word network marketing, they kind of get scared. Like, oh my God, I have to tell people. Well, first of all, the great thing is, this is purely passive income in Bitcoins. You don't have to tell anyone. But there's a side to this where if you did, not only are you helping the other person earn passively, but also at the same time, you'll be rewarded for actually sharing the opportunity with others as well. Now, being in the industry for the last close to 4 years now, every business nowadays, in some way or the other, has a network element to it.
An affiliate side of it.
Exactly. Now, the question you might be thinking is why? Here's the reason why. At the times we live in, advertising is very costly. If a company wants to do it, and we've done advertising before, let's not talk about it. But there's a lot of money you need to spend on advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Now, isn't it more cheaper if I actually say, you know what, as an investor of this company, if you share this opportunity, the company will reward you. Now, for the company, it works out more cheaper if you, as an investor, share the opportunity with others to come in and join this company, rather than us spending thousands or billions in advertising all over the net globe, mainstream advertising. It's very costly, guys. We've both done advertising before, and we've had a taste of that. Very expensive. So that's why you will see majority.
Especially if it doesn't work as well.
Absolutely. So majority of the companies nowadays would like their actual members to share the opportunities, because A, they know it works because they're already in the business, and they're telling their own friends and family or anyone to benefit from it. And this is the beauty of it. A, you don't have to, but the fact is you've got this huge opportunity here where if you share the opportunity, then you'll get rewarded as well. There's another benefit as well of this, which I'll let Cash take over. We'll touch on it, how we can really maximize on this.
Okay, so firstly, we've got 4 streams of income besides the mining, okay? So the first stream of income is the direct sale bonus, okay? This is paid in dollars. Now, for example, this is me, or this is you on the top. You're receiving your mining, you're happy with it, and you're thinking, you start telling people about it. People you start mentioning on your Facebook, people approach you. And Sam here, he decides to invest into mining, and so does Jane on the right. So left and right. Bear in mind, this is a binary system, which means a 2-legged system, left and right. That's what binary means. So what would happen is, based on both of these people buying an 8,500 package, you'll receive a 10% fast start commission of $850 a piece. So that will equate to $1,700 straight away paid to you in cash. You can withdraw that into your wallet or send it to your bank account. The second stream of income, this really excited me because this is paid in cryptocurrency. And why is this significant? Because here's the thing. If you got paid $1,000 in Bitcoin today, that same $1,000 tomorrow could be worth $1,500 because the value of Bitcoin is always increasing. Okay, sometimes it has its dips, but you've got the capability of having commissions that increase in value as well. So it's exciting. So you've got a daily networking bonus, and this is paid in cryptocurrency. So you can earn 10% from the total volume from your weaker leg as soon as the cycle complete. So one cycle equals $1,000 of volume on the weaker leg. Now there's up to 40 cycles a day. So $4,000 a day you can earn up to, depending on the package that you're on. So for example, the $500 package, you can earn up to 10 cycles a day, which is $1,000. The $8,500 is 22, so that's $2,200 a day you can earn. And the $25,000 package and above, you can earn $4,000 maximum a day. Now, what does that mean? So let me give you an example here. Jane on the left, her whole team, not just you, but her whole team generates $10,000 in sales. And Sam's team on the right generates $12,000 in sales. Now, what would happen is you'll get paid 10% on the lesser leg. The lesser leg on this case is Jane. She's $10,000. So you'll get paid $1,000 in Bitcoin paid directly to you, and the remaining $2,000 will get carried over to the following day. So you don't lose out on any of the points. The second stream of income, so the third networking bonus is the daily generation check matching. Now, you get 4%, 3%, 2%, and 1%. That's paid in crypto as well. And finally, we got a networking bonus, a monthly turnover, which is amazing. On the lesser leg, if you generate any of the numbers you see here on your lesser leg, you'll receive a percentage. And again, this is paid in Bitcoin. So for example, in my first month in this company, I generated $35,000 in my lesser leg, and my stronger leg, I generated $50,000. Now, what that meant is the company paid me 5% on my lesser leg for $25,000. So that equated to $1,250 in Bitcoin I was paid straight away, no questions asked. That's unbelievable, right? Don't you believe? What do you think?
Without doubt. I mean, I just want to add as well that obviously I've been actually busy last few weeks with my trips, but just passively, I've actually accumulated 6 Bitcoins already without doing absolutely nothing. Now, this is very powerful because, as we mentioned earlier, 1 Bitcoin now is close to $5,000 now, 4,800 something right now. So I've got 6 Bitcoins. Now, this is going to actually grow in value. Now, the great thing is I've actually got that passively and through the bonuses that have been paid in Bitcoins. Now, the other great thing about this is, I know some of you might be looking at these figures and thinking, oh, wait a second, this looks a bit confusing. Believe me, guys, it isn't. It just happens naturally. The beauty of this thing is, unlike other businesses where you only benefit yourself if you actually share the opportunity with anybody else. But here, remember, if you actually go back a slide, just go back again to Jane and right, as you can see here. So where it says you, so that's me. So I can only actually get 2 people under me.
Mm-hmm.
After that, what do, Cash?
We put people under.
Exactly, and this is where it gets really powerful because you really are helping your team. Because the fact is, if I help my team, then I help myself as well. So we all are helping each other, and that's very powerful.
So I'm going to show you something why we're doing that, guys. So for rank advancement, for us to raise in our ranks, we've got to create a number of executives under us.
Yeah.
So there's a benefit for us to basically generate volume under you. The reason why that benefit is we get recognition for that. And on top of that, we're not losing anything at the same time because of how the commission structure is set. But also, you're going to be benefiting from what we're doing, from our activity. So it's an amazing opportunity in that regard. The people who we have in our organization already are nurturing the fruits of our labor already. And we're really excited about that because we're working collectively. So different rankings, for example, platinum, you have to create 1 gold executive on each side, which I done in my first month. I was really excited about that. I received an iPad for doing that. Sapphire, you've got to create 3 platinums. And again, 1 in your weaker leg. You receive a MacBook Pro for that. Ruby, you got to create 3 sapphires. And again, how do you create a sapphire? You got to put volume in under them.
Absolutely.
You got to help them. It's a team effort. So diamond, a blue diamond, black diamond, and crown diamond. Now, what do you get for these ranks? Ruby, you get a dream travel trip to Ibiza, all the expenses paid. Diamond, you get a free travel trip to the Caribbean. Again, all the expenses paid for 5 days, go to heaven and come back. Blue diamond, if you have to hit these ranks within a month, by the way, guys. You hit blue diamond, the company will give you a Porsche 911 or Cayenne. No questions asked, title in hand, job done. It's just when you think it will get better, it can't get any better. You receive a Ferrari 458 for hitting black diamond. And finally, if you hit crown diamond, you receive a Lamborghini Aventador, okay, SV, retailing at $500,000. Now, before you say anything, Kays, the crazy thing is, guys, because we've only launched 6 weeks ago, okay? Globally, right now, we have around 45,000 members, okay? 45,000 members. We're still in our infancy here. These ranks are very easy to achieve for us. Don't get me wrong, it will require some work, but collectively, it's very achievable, very much so. So that concludes the presentation. Do you have anything else you want to add, Case?
I guess people who are watching this webinar now, I mean, especially now that we've touched on the sharing the opportunity with others, I just want to say, guys, a lot of people do get a bit confused or scared about sharing it. I just want to touch on this. When we both started in the online industry about 4 years ago, close to, we realized the power of sharing the opportunity. We have actually changed a lot of people's lives in the sense, a lot of people under our teams have actually quit their jobs. Some have gone part-time. And this is about sharing the opportunity. So please get this out of your head that by sharing the opportunity is not a good thing, or, you know, you should be scared. You should be proud of sharing something which is going to change the other person's life, because that person one day, Cash, you know, you and I both have got several messages over the last few years from people who've actually thanked us. Now, that's not to say that we've both, we've actually changed their life. All we did was share the opportunity with them.
We were a signpost. That's
absolutely. And similarly, things happen with us as well. The other thing I want to touch as well, coming from an Asian background, I don't know, Cash, I'm sure you know as well. Back in the days, our mums or aunties used to say, guys, keep hold of gold. Yeah, because the value of gold will go up in the next few years, 10 years, then sell it. But look at this, Bitcoin. There's no comparison with gold. Guys, if you've got gold stored, forget it. Sell it, buy Bitcoins. Buy these mining packages. Believe me, you're going to love it. Because honestly, we're so passionate about this. This is going to really, you know what? Look, I know a lot of mothers or couples who are saving money in their banks for the children's future or private school. I've spoken to so many people. Guys, honestly, don't waste your money in the banks. I'm not even saying, join this particular opportunity. But all I'm saying is do not give the banks any money, honestly, because all you're doing is you're technically losing value on your money. And if you really want to, sort out your children's future, then mining of Bitcoins is the way forward.
Not just in Bitcoin, but crypto in general.
Just generally in crypto, absolutely. The reason I'm mentioning Bitcoin is because that's the most profitable right now as we speak. But there's many other coins that you'll profit from as well there. But yeah, I mean, that's all I wanted to share, really.
So guys, what we're going to do now is just going to unmute you all. If any of you got any questions, please let us know and we'll be happy to answer. Let me just unmute you. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Let me just, I don't think we got any questions.
Any questions,
Okay.
buddy?
I'm sure a taxi ride.
Yeah, you'd have to get a rental.
Any questions?
We just took an Uber.
I don't think we've got any questions.
A lift. Put it in on your phone.
Any questions, guys?
Thank you. Appreciate it as always.
All right, cool. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you. Much love and take it easy.
Well, before we end, I mean, if anyone's got any questions after, but the whole purpose of doing the live webinar is to clarify anything or any questions that you've got in your head. After this webinar ends, if you do have any questions, obviously get in touch with us. We can clarify for you. But I just want to touch on how important it is to get in as soon as possible. The only reason is the way we're working right now. We're structuring in a way where everybody will benefit. Not only are you going to get paid for mining, that you will get paid regardless, but also benefit from the bonus that you will get paid in Bitcoin. So that's why it's very important to, start now and start hitting those ranks where we will actually help you do that. And that's what we've been doing for the last few weeks as well.
I haven't really been sleeping. But anyways, guys, much love. If any of you got any questions now, say it or forever hold your peace. And we'll see you soon, okay?
Cool. All the best, guys.